There's a handful of reasons that you may want to transplant or relocate a tree. A couple examples would be a tree that is, in a sense, a volunteer, which means it sprouted on its own, and it just sprouted in a location that isn't ideal for its long term. Let's say it's too close to a house, too close to a driveway. So when a tree is around 2-inch diameter or less, that is a great opportunity to transplant that tree. At Selner Tree and Shrub Care, we use an air tool, which with that process, the idea is that we can more easily find where the root system is going and make better cuts, but also we are retaining all of the fine root material because what we're using to get the soil away from the root flare is just pressurized air. With transplanting, a couple of the issues that may come up, especially if the tree was previously planted and it needs to be put in a new location, is we can actually find the remnants of the planting ball or the ball and burlap. In those circumstances, with using the air tool, it is a lot easier to be able to excavate the root system and that ball apart so that we can then remove that material so that when it's replanted, there is no foreign material at the new planting site. There's a lot of circumstances why some of the root ball or the ball and burlap may be left. One reason is because it was possibly in that root ball or ball and burlap for longer than it was intended. And what that means is that the root system will actually grow well outside that area, and the root system might, in a sense, take over or engulf the metal cage. So there's certain circumstances where you can't get it all off, but ideally at planting, the goal here at Selner Tree and Shrub Care is, of course, to always get all that foreign material away, because in nature there is no ball, burlap, and metal cage. Unfortunately today, there is a handful of people that will still plant with the ball, burlap, and cage still intact. The reasons why that is not ideal is because when the tree is put in the ground with it all intact, it's almost like the tree, in a sense, for the first handful of years is per se basically being put in the ground in a pot. It becomes very difficult for the tree to get root mass and root growth outside of that cage and burlap area. If there's trees that were planted a year or two ago, and you suspect that when they were planted, the ball, burlap, wire cage was not removed at planting, to ensure that tree's longevity, give us a call at Selner Tree and Shrub Care. We can re-dig that tree up by maintaining all the fine root mass, correct any stem girdling roots, and get the tree replanted at the proper depth so that we know that there will be no issues 15, 20 years down the road.